I love how like in food recipes are like very precise, and in knitting recipes are like, give it a go. Who knows? So we'll see what happens. She has a yarn yarn winder, yarn thing. Hi, I am Astrid, I am Wattle and Wool, and welcome to my YouTube channel, my part on the internet where I talk about knitting and my life. And hi, it's nice to see you. I would like to first start by acknowledging the Indigenous people on the land on which I stand, the Whadjuk Noongar people, and pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. I have a lot to show you. I am assuming that I'm going to record again very soon because it is my birthday in a few days and I'm pretty sure I've got presents coming. No, I know that I've got presents coming. So I figured I would quickly show you what's here now and then we'll get into it in a little bit. So first finished object. This is the Aelin Cardigan, also known as I Will Not Be Afraid of Short Rows, and this is based on the Throne of Glass series. This was the 2020 Advent series by Plies and Hellhounds, who was Once Upon a Corgi at the time, and this is, this is done. I'm super excited with it. So it's got little short rows to make this kind of peplum-y increase go in the body. It has an I-cord edging along one side. It's, so I did the, okay, what did I do? I got the skeins, the minis, in an order that I didn't particularly like. Like, I love all of them, obviously, so I made them. But I personally wouldn't use the minis in the order that they came in. They came chronological to the books and not in a way that I would personally use. So I rearranged them into a sort of rainbow, and then I cast on. And I knit. I knew I wanted it to be kind of like a wrappy idea. Or at the time I was thinking like a vest, and I would just kind of make armholes. And yeah, so I kept going, and then there is the full skein called I Will Not Be Afraid. And this is a bit of a mantra that is consistently repeated throughout the books, and so it has a lot of meaning. And so also because I was using short rows in it, I decided to name this I Will Not Be Afraid of Short Rows. I have written down the very bare ideas of what I did. So I will be writing this up as a recipe. I love how like in food recipes are like very precise, and in knitting recipes are like, give it a go. Who knows? So we'll see what happens. But yes, so I made the sleeves with I Shall Not Be Afraid, or I Will Not Be Afraid. This is all that I have left. I've got a new camera set up, so I don't actually know what you can or can't see. I hope this is working. So this is all I've got left of the sleeves. I actually knit one of them in magic loop, which I prefer, and one of them using short circular needles, which I don't prefer. The short circular needles, it's honestly like the gauge is completely different. It feels like I've knit them with completely different size needles. But I'm also too lazy to go back and fix it. It's like, who cares? I was thinking I'm not going to add any edging to the sleeves. I'm just going to leave it as a bind off, literally just the normal, what you learn the first bit, bind off. It's a little bit fluffy. That's all right. So I did these, and then I knew that I wanted a delicious shawl collar. Now, I should probably put in context, I am the kind of person who doesn't follow instructions very easily. I will pick something and then read about half the page of the instructions or half of the information, or watch half the YouTube video and then go, I know how to do it, and then just kind of roll on from there. So my shawl collar is not actually what I would truly call a shawl collar. It's just kind of like extra fabric on the top, but I also love it. So I'm quite happy with it. So I originally had knit this, and then I did some short row increases to make the, I don't know if you can see it, to make the increase, the top of the shawl kind of slope, and just to fit around the back of the neck a bit better. And I did these short rows and I hated it. It looked hideous. And I ripped it out and then put it in the naughty corner for a bit. And then I was going through my whips and all my projects and all my stuff and all the yarn behind me. And I kind of realized that if I keep buying yarn, I really need to finish projects because having them in hibernation is just not helping. So my goal at the moment is to, I can't even say that because I'm casting all these new things, but one of my goals is to go back through and actually finish off the things that I'm doing. So I picked this back up. I started on the shawl collar again, and now I love it. When I originally had knit the shoulders, this purple, light purple here is the shoulder. And then again on this side, it's like a nice navy dark blue is that shoulder. Sorry, it's so weird trying to figure out where to look. I should be looking here and I'm looking there. So if I look like I'm cross-eyed, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get good at this. So when I first originally knit the shoulders, they really fall off my actual shoulders. They don't really stay on. But having the shawl collar now means that they stay on so much nicer because it's just that extra bit of room that really smushes them. You know, like it keeps them there. So I do kind of have to wriggle the sleeves up my arm. It's not an easy pull on. So I do think that maybe someone with a, maybe less broad shoulders than I do or less of a bust. No, it's not really a bust measurement. It's more a shoulder measurement. Maybe with more petite shoulders than I do would be a little bit easier in this, but I still love it. I find this colour, it kind of gives it, like I said, a bit more room to kind of zhuzh and keep it around. So without showing off my butt, let's show you. I love the peplum in this. It makes my soul so happy. That yellow is about the halfway point. So I remember when I got up to the yellow, I was just thrilled. So this, I can either wear it, it's an open front. I can either wear it open. That's how it goes. Very loose and open. I can close like this and put a shawl pin in. Or I can even bring this right up and snug it around my neck, which just adds that extra layer of warmth. If you can see the back there. So this is my first finished object. I am so in love with it. And this is, it's very, I would say it's a, what do you call it? Transitional piece. It goes for, at the moment we're going into spring. So it's going into that spring feeling, and it also would be perfect for autumn. So I really love it. It's not quite cold and like warm enough for winter, and it's definitely too warm for summer. But for those late nights, even, you know, out at a concert or something, perfect. And the best thing, if you can see, about the colours on here is that you get these fine little speckles. It's not just a grey, but you've got all these different colours that come into it, and they all just pick up in the rainbow. So this is my first finished object. I will be writing up a recipe. I will be writing one up and putting it somewhere. I think I'll just do it for free. A beanie for a friend. I made the beanie on the pattern Nat's Beanie, which is my original design. I will link it down below on Ravelry and Lovecrafts, I believe it also is. So I've made this design called Nat's Beanie, and I originally actually made this beanie for this friend, and he saw it and he loved it, and then we kind of stopped talking, so he didn't get it, and I gave it away, and then we started talking again, and so I made it again. So long story short, I decided I was going to make the Nat's Beanie, which is a 1x1 rib, and it's got these really fun, again, showing everything off, really fun increases. Can you see if I hide? Yeah, you kind of can. So these really fun increases that go up, and I think they look like antlers or like crowns. I just think they're really beautiful. Fun fact, I have actually just found out that I have been doing SSKs wrong my entire 11 years of knitting. So that was a fun thing to find out, but that's okay. I fixed it now, and so this beanie looks much better than it was meant to because I figured out how to do it. So I kept going, and then I got to the top, and instead of doing Nat's Beanie, which does have a like like a pinhole decrease, so it goes all the way up and you cinch it in the middle. This one, I decided I was going to try Kitchener, and the reason I was going to Kitchener is because of something that I'll show you in a minute. Because of something that I will show you in a minute is the English translation of whatever I just said. And yeah, so I thought I would do Kitchener decreases, Kitchener stitch, again taking it off. So if you can see up here, you've got the Kitchener there, and then I wanted, come on, show please, kind of. These, you've got these decreases here, and I wanted them to go into a point that this bit here would Kitchener on top. I don't think it's shown very well at all. It's also quite a dark beanie to really show this in, but that's okay. So I decided to do the Kitchener, except I kind of forgot that 1x1 rib is different to stockinette when you Kitchener. So that's why it's got a bit of a seam. It's meant to be seamless, but it has a seam. But I don't think he's going to care. But if I do make it again, I will probably do it better. This is, I don't even know if I'm going to make a design of it, if it's just going to be something cool that sits on my head or on my head. I don't know what it's going to be, but it might be something. So we shall see. But this is the second finished object, and this is a gift for my friend. Okay. Let's just go in order of what I've got. So, this one. This is the Chunky Souffle, and she chunky. She very chunky. I can't decide if I absolutely love her or absolutely detest how this makes me look. The colours, I always find red and green together very garish, and it's like Christmas holiday on crack. And I'm just not sure if that is my vibe. But I also really love doing it. So I'm very confused. I have put it on a hanger, and I have been trying to let it kind of hang because it's very heavy. And I do think that the yarn is too heavy for the project that I've chosen. That's fine. I have ways of getting around it. In her pattern, so this is by Penrose Knits. So Laura Penrose of the Knitting Pickle podcast. I can English today. Knitting Pickle podcast. She, in the pattern, she makes it very clear that if you're going to swap out for a different yarn, use a blown yarn instead of the yarn that I've chosen, because it'll make it lighter. And this is heavy. So I am using Vitellana Oasis by KnitCrate. This is the Palm Springs colorway. It is 50% alpaca, 25% Peruvian Highland / Merino wool blend, and 25% Suri alpaca to DK weight. It has 230 meters per 100 grams. So it is, like, she's not light. And I'm kind of balling up into what I'm going to call thirds. It's not really. And just knitting it. I tried it on last night, which I can't really do because it takes all the stitches off the needle, so I can't really try it on very often. I tried it on, and I figured that for me to have a fun crop length, it needs to be about another 4 inches from this stitch marker. So basically 4 more inches is needed to put on. I don't know if I have 4 more inches of this, especially if I want to do sleeves. Sleeves are definitely going to be short sleeves. They're going to be like maybe up to my elbow. And this is going to be a very warm sweater that is going to be cropped. I don't really know what what I should call it. Like an Australian thinks about Christmas in the winter. I have actually had a cold Christmas before, so I know that this is not going to be actually sufficient, but it kind of works. So this is the Chunky Souffle. I am knitting it on the required needles. I didn't gauge swatch because who's going to gauge swatch? Honestly, who gauge swatches? You should gauge swatch. Is also a tone of this. But I did not gauge swatch, and I just decided to let it go, let it happen, see what happens. I do actually love it. I think it is beautiful. For the I've made this before. I've made it in the children's sizes for my nieces. I did the same mistake that I did back then, where I picked up for the ruffle, and I kind of did it wrong. So when I did it back then, I picked it up this way instead of this way. So you need to do it with the neckline facing you, otherwise it's the wrong side. So I fixed it this time. But what I did do is I picked it up and then just started increasing. And you're meant to pick up and knit. And I always forget that bit. I just pick up and then do whatever the next thing says. And so I was a bit concerned that the ruffle would be too short. So I added on an extra row. And then again, I was like, oh, it still feels too short. This is knit out of La Brevis, again by KnitCrate. In their, like, I don't even know what colorway it is. I don't know, it's some red colorway. And thank you, Plain. And this is, I'm using 4 strands held together for this one because it is much lighter than this one. So the row gauge is very different. Can you see that? You sort of can. So out of focus because I've not yet learned how to focus things, but thank you so much for staying with me. So the row gauge is very different, as well as the stitch gauge. I knew it wouldn't really matter because it was going to be on the cuffs, collar and ruffle, so it didn't really matter too much to me. But when I started knitting it, I was like, oh god, it's going to be like a midget ruffle, like a really tiny, tiny short ruffle. And I didn't like that, so I added another row, and then I still didn't like it, so I thought I would add another increase. Instead of every 1, I did it every 2. So it was knit 2, increase, knit 2, increase. And that has made it this extremely ruffle, which I kind of like. Again, I love the garishness. I love the extreme level of this. It's so ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. But I kind of love it. So this will be done very soon. I don't have very long to go at all. Yeah, she'll be done very quick. And it's not taking me very long at all. So that is my first work in progress, which is hilariously hideous, and I know. My second work in progress, well, that's an acquisition. Let's put that with the acquisitions. Second work in progress is a beanie that you can barely tell what I'm doing. So again, in the tone of let's use materials that don't actually work for the plan, I decided that a mohair beanie is definitely the best thing to put cables in. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's actually a very bad idea, but that was what I decided to do. So this, again, can you, nope. You can barely see it. I haven't actually done very much. Hello. You can see, well, okay, I will tell you what you're meant to be able to see. So this is like an O cable. It's going to be X and O cables. And then these are slip stitches, but you can't really tell that that's what they are. And then cables again. That was the fuzziest thing. It always annoys me when podcasters show you super fuzzy, and I know it's super fuzzy, and I don't actually know how to fix it. So if anyone knows stuff about cameras, what do I do? Because, oh my goodness, I'm not... We're trying, people. We're trying. So this is going to be called the Juniper Beanie. It is beautiful. I love it. It is 2x1 cables, which normally I do... 2x1? Yeah, 2x1 cables, which normally I do without a cable needle. However, it's not the most comfortable, so I'm actually thinking I might turn to using a cable needle to just throw over there. I don't know why I did that, but that's okay. Yeah, so I love it. I just don't know the practicality of making a cable beanie in mohair. I did not think this through, but I also really like it. And I've now done this much and feel like, well, you made your bed, lie in it, knit the beanie, wear the beanie. So, I know, the other thing is, I know I've done mohair cable beanies before, so it's not like my entwined beanie, the Waiting for Winter beanie, all of those that I've designed. Again, I will link them down below, you can find them. I've used mohair, so I don't know why this one is really spitting me out, but something about it is. I'm just gonna pout. Anyway, I have another beanie which I'm actually gonna rip back today and redo. So this beanie, where is a good bit to show you? Right here. No, again, bad focus, bad focus. Ugh. Hello? Maybe there? This is very bad focusing. I'm so sorry. Anyway, it is a Knit 2 Purl 2 cable. Knit 2 Purl 2 rib with a there we go, with a cabling detail. So these are 2x2 cables with a pearl stitch in the middle. This yarn is by the Bay in Cat's Eyes. So it's got these amazing yellow flecks all through it, and I just think it adds so much depth to the beanie. But I decided, so I was really struggling with this. I was thinking, first up, do I do it just, okay, so first, I just cast it on, and I love tubular cast-ons. I think they are perfect, I think they are neat, I think they are tidy, I think they work, and so I just decided to cast this on without doing a tubular cast-on, which just felt really wrong to me. I feel like I've trained myself that if it's a beanie, it's a tubular. If it's a beanie, it's a tubular. And to not do a tubular cast on just felt really strange. I need to stop saying goodness. Okay, so I cast on with using just a normal one, and then I started doing the rib and then the cable, and I really liked how it was going to go, but then I remembered that I usually like my beanies with a bit of a brim. And I was like, oh crap. How am I going to do this if it doesn't have a brim? What am I going to do? So then I was like, okay, I'm going to just flip it up. But then I realized that the cable is going to be backwards, and that side of the cable never looks very nice. So then I was thinking, okay, well, what if I did it, I kind of knit this up this way and then stopped, turned it around, and then knit kind of like into it like this. But then I didn't like that. I still don't like the cast on edge. So it just it took a bit of a whirlwind of figuring out what the heck am I even going to do in the first place. But I've decided I'm going to rip it out, and I'm going to do it with reversible cables. So I figured out you can do K1P1 cables, and they're going to look reversible on both sides. And I think that's going to work really well. This is going to be a gift for someone, and I really, really, really love it, but it needs to be perfect, especially as it's a gift. Plus, I don't like this edge, so I'm going to figure out how to do 2x2 tubular cast on and then do it from there. So this is, I'm just showing you what it looked like, so that way the next time I show you what it will look like, and it'll be beautiful. That's the goal. So I'm actually going to put it over my bed on the pile of, I really need to get to this. What else have I got in my lucky pile of stuff? Oh, okay. Okay, hopefully for the last time that this has changed, hopefully, so where was I up to? Oh God, socks! I was up to socks. So I got these a while ago. They were part of a, like a Yarn Pals swap, or a international Yarn Friendly swappy thingy. Anyway, I can't remember who. If you are the person, thank you so much. And please comment and let me know that you are the person, because I'm so grateful. So, they come like this, and they have this little ball, and the little ball, I think, matches them, the little mini skein for the toes and cuffs, toes, heels and cuffs. And this was all about an afterthought heel and cutting into your knitting. So, it came with these instructions. I need to stop saying as well. These instructions It came with these instructions by Louise Tillbrook. Louise Tillbrook designs of how to cut into your afterthought heel. I will actually link these down below as well because I find it so helpful. So I decided I was going to practice and I cut into a heel. Now it says basically put it on your foot, measure where your heel is, cut. And so I did. I wonder if anyone can tell me what is wrong with this. If you are screaming out, "What the hell, girl? There's no toe," you are correct. I have no toe. I just kind of shoved it on my foot, found a spot, cut into it. So, I don't even know if I can show you if I'm flexible enough. They fit great. The heel on my foot. Oh god, this is going to be awkward. Let's see how we do. Look at the heel. Have you the heel? But I have no toe. If you hate feet, I am so sorry. There should be a massive trigger warning on that. I will try and remember to put one in. So I've got a foot, but it's no toe. And so I kind of realized after I did the heel that is beautiful that I don't know what to do because now I have to go and knit all the way up and put a toe on. And there's like a good maybe 2 inches of knitting that I need to do before I get to the toe. So this was a dumb idea. So this, I'm going to call my practices. And I'm really happy that I did practice. They were awesome. Yes, so that is my first sock. Then I decided I might do the second one. And I did cast on and start doing the toe so that it would actually make sense for when I cut into it with the heel. But then I was like, obviously, again, as I said before, I'm the kind of person who reads instructions, gets halfway through and goes, I know what I'm doing. So I decided to do it on the real toes, on the real socks. And let's give it a go. So this is my second bag of stuff to show you that I've been making. This is my thread and maple bag that I take with me pretty much everywhere. I was listening to Ali of Fiberbound, and she referenced someone else who I cannot remember, and they were talking about having car knitting, or traffic knitting as she called it. So knitting for when you're in the car and you get to a red light and you need something to do to distract yourself, so you start knitting and you give it a go. Why am I putting this on now? And it either distracts you from the red light or magically it makes the red light go faster. So I decided that I should also have some car knitting. This beanie was my car knitting when I was doing it in the brim, and then it got to the decreases and that was too hard to do. So then I decided to do these ones, and these are really easy car knitting, even with the decreases, because it's every second round, you just know what you're doing. So I've been doing that. So this is my first almost completed sock. It's got the spare yarn, the waste yarn on the end, but hold up, I've got it in the other one. Okay. This is Phileas Fogg's Fantastic Fig Jam as the main skein by Stitchcraft and Wizardry. And then I like to mauve it is the contrast colour. And these are on the Princess Jasmine base of 80% superwash extra fine merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, 4-ply. 350 meters per 100 grams. Yes, so it is beautiful. These are by my friend Anna of Stitchcraft and Wizardry, who is a beautiful dyer, beautiful friend. And these were cranked for me by another beautiful friend, Maddy of Mad About Ewe. She has a wonderful podcast. Oh my goodness. Okay, go and subscribe to her podcast. If you're not already, I talk about it like all the time. But if you're not already subscribed to her podcast, go, because she's currently in like Europe and having the grandest time. She's been posting pictures of Turkey and Greece and like just and she's going to be at Rhinebeck, and she went to Amsterdam and she met Stephen West, and she's going to come back and she's going to tell us all about her travels. So you need to go subscribe because you need to find out how she went. It is so excited for her. Anyway, slight plug. She has a yarn yarn winder, yarn thing. I don't know what you call it. She has a thing, and it makes sock tubes. So, a sock crank, a yarn crank, a sock yarn, I don't know. Anyway, she makes these beautiful sock tubes and I cut into them totally fine. So I just figured out exactly where half is and then cut halfway. And then I'm starting to do the toes on this one. This is my car knitting. It's been sitting in my car. And then this one here, I did the toe first, which is a smart idea. Now for the next thing that I think I screwed up on. I have a very helpful sock ruler. I have a sock blank somewhere. Oh, here it is. I should probably show you things with a sock blank instead of my foot. This is probably why we have sock blanks instead of me showing my feet. I'm so sorry. I'm still going to keep this one on my foot though, but I'll put this one in the sock blank. So I decided that I would, this came, such a long time ago when I thought I was going to knit socks and then I realized I hate knitting socks. I just hate them. So this is Sock It To Me Shoe Size to Sock Length Conversion Guide 2002 by M. Larson. Whoever M. Larson is, they're great. This inches thing, so helpful. However, after doing the toe, I put it on my foot, figured out where to cut for the heel, made the heel. The whole time going, this looks like a very small sock. And I have very not small feet. So it technically fits, but in like a if I don't move around in them kind of way. Which, as I'm sure you would understand, the point of a sock is not that. So where it can't, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Let's be honest, it doesn't look too bad. They probably even look better on here. Look, I feel like a real knitter now. I've got like socks to show. Look at that. Obviously, no ends woven in, massive holes in them, and I'll fix that later. I mean, I guess that works. Is that the length of my foot though? It's not quite the length of my foot, the blocker. But it's not far off. There's maybe like an inch, but if I stretch it, see, this is where, like, I clearly have never knit socks before. I also don't want this much flappy goodness of a leg. So I'm thinking, I'm going to make shorty socks. And I'm gonna knit the toe on that one to finish it off, because I know the toe is fine. I'm good at the toe. I'm then gonna come back, I'm gonna cut this in half of where it should be, knit the toe on this one, figure out where the heel is, knit the heel is on this one, figure out if they fit or not, then do the cuffs. I also have an idea, I've got some like cute mohair or even just scraps lying around that I could probably just add into doing like cute little ruffles. Because that would be adorable. So having like ruffles on the cuffs of this would just be so cool. I have a whole bag of these. I need to stop saying, oh my goodness. I have a whole bag of these and I am so excited to get onto it. But the fact that apparently this is how much foot I've got freaks me out because I know it's wrong. So I just don't really know what to do. But I don't want this to stop me. I want to continue past this because I don't want it to be the end of my sock journey. So this is my first real half almost sock that I have done. This is my work in progress. Alright, let's put these down over here. I have two very small work in progresses, just beginnings. They're not even like, I wouldn't even call them works in progress. I would call them starts of a progress. So the first one is going to be a jacket and it's called the Swing Swagger Drape Jacket. I knit this mitre square before and oh my goodness, I so love it. Just adore it. And I really want to do it again. And I think I figured out how to do it. This is very much me reading a pattern and then going, nah, I don't like the way it's written, and then doing it again. So I want to make notes, but I don't know how to do it because if I want to publicize the notes of what I've done, I kind of have to reveal how it's knit and it's a book, so it's a paid for pattern, and that feels wrong to me. So I'm very much like, I'm going to write down what I do, but I'm on the fence of how I reveal what I do, if that makes sense. I don't know yet. So this is my first little miter square that's actually a miter square. This is on 3.25 needles, so titchy titch. But I don't have too many of these to do before I can get bigger. Again, this has been car knitting. This has been marking knitting because it's 3 rows of knit, 1 row of purl. Super easy. And oh my goodness, these colours are glorious. So I'm definitely on the right track with these. I know that I like them. And I kind of am enjoying the difference of the Chunky Chunky knit of the souffle versus the sock knitting or the miter square knitting. Even though I don't like knitting on the small needles, but I kind of enjoy it. I don't know. I'm confusing to myself. Then, the second project that I've literally started yesterday. So I saw, oh God, what's her name? So I did put this beautiful picture on my Instagram being like, oh my God, wow, isn't this incredible? I just shared it to my stories. And her name is Laura. She is Dreaming of Knits. And look at, I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't even see that. Go follow her. Oh, goodness, you can't see anything. Go follow her because they are incredible. Her makes are incredible. And she posted this beautiful jumper where she had a pop of green on the inside of the folded collar. And I was like, oh my God, I love that. I have got so much of this fairy bread worsted Aran weight left over from when I made the bomber.com jacket as a test knit for Friday Knits. And like way more than I expected to have, which is a great thing because I freaking love it. Like this is the dream colorway that I asked for. So I'm thrilled that I've got it. And I decided I have a jumper pattern that I had designed before and didn't love how it came out. I just think I could have improved it. There was many ways it could have been better. So I wasn't super happy with it. So I thought, well, I'm clearly on to the chunky needle phase at the moment. Why don't I do up that jumper, which was designed by my stay in Latvia, or inspired by my stay in Latvia, and when I went to the beach called Gulbene. No, Jurmala. Jurmala is the beach. So I went to Jurmala, and it was this really lazy, it's like a sea, so it's not a real beach, says the Australian. And it had these really lazy waves, and it was just calm. And so I originally knit it in a blue, that was like alpaca, kind of something, very fluffy. And it pilled like mad, and it didn't sit right. I just didn't like it. It had a weird boat neck. And I was thinking I would love to retry this and make it better. So I love the concept of something that is inspired by my Latvian trip to be knit with a Australian designer, Australian dyer, Australian staple like fairy bread. Oh my God, yes. So this is what I'm now knitting on. This is the very start. This is going to be the pop of pink, and it's going to be a folded collar, and it's going to fold down like that so that you don't get too much of the pink, but it still pops through. I'm super excited by this. It's going to have this big lazy cable down here. It's going to have an interesting raglan, which I'm still not sure if I can do, but I want to try it. Yeah, so I've just started this. This is going to be Jurmala, which is a new jumper design by me. I feel like I am finally hitting my creative energies again, and I'm finally getting back out there. I'm so excited. So this has been, yeah, a lot of cast-ons, but a lot of fun. So those are all my cast-ons. Those are all my work in progress. I don't even know how many they are. Hang on. Oh, I don't know if you can count that sock. That's like a practice sock. So the Stitchcraft and Wizardry socks, the miter square, Jurmala, Souffle, beanie. That's 6. I can count. Yeah, 6. That's enough, right? Right? Okay, acquisitions that are going to lead into more cast-ons. Just stay with me. I have absolutely no idea how long this is either because, and my battery's about to die. So I have no idea how long this is. If it is over an hour, then I will probably stop it here and I'll do my acquisitions. I need to look at you. I will do my acquisitions at another time. If it is under an hour, then I will continue, and you will know that because it'll keep going. Okay, reattempt number 15,000. Let's see how we go. Good lord. So, stash acquisitions. No, acquisitions. Real acquisitions. I don't remember what of these I've already shown you, so I'm going to quickly show you them again. I do remember some of them being on Instagram, but I don't remember the rest of them. So, first one in my hand. I was watching Alex of the Serenity Knitting podcast last night, and she had the same idea as I did, which was awesome. So she went and she bought some gemstones and made them into stitch markers. And I had just received my order of pearls and gemstones that I'm going to turn into stitch markers. I really like some of these. I think they're so beautiful. I'm going to show you what they actually look like when I've made them because I don't want to hype them up too much. But this is my first acquisition. They are really cute. That's what they are. Okay, now for yarn. So, I have, let's put these down. I have got a loom mini set. I think I only paid for 3 months of them. I'm trying to move the microphone. So, I think I've only paid for 3 months. If I get more of them, it'll be amazing. If not, I'm so happy with what I've got. I haven't opened these because I wanted to see what I got with you. So this is, I got a tea, first of all. This is Puka, Chamomile, Vanilla, and Manuka Honey, which I love. So this is going to be perfect. I remember actually, I was looking for it the other day, and then I remembered I hadn't shown you, so I couldn't take it out, and then I was very sad because I wanted them. Wanted to drink it. Okay. Ooh. So this is the August 2022 mini skein set. Again, they don't have colorway names, but I think they are absolutely stunning. And I've got my other sets up here, and I think they're all going to go together. So I need to figure out something to do with them, but I'm very happy. They're also sock minis, so maybe if I keep going with my sock determination, I could have like a million sock minis to make cool socks. Who knows? I don't. That's for sure. I really don't know. But yeah, so this is my first acquisition of my mini set for August. My next acquisition is from Mel of Three Cats Yarn. Let me show you it this way without my address on it. So I think I've spoken about this before, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, and I know I'll go into more detail later, so again, I'm not going to go into too much detail now, but I'm going to be using Mel of Three Cats Yarn. I'm going to be using Mel's colorway, at least some of them, for the MCal, the Stephen West shawl, twist and turns MCal. And I needed to get another of this one, which is called Safi. I'm really not bothered. I don't think, yeah, it's not an exact match. This one's a little bit more gold. This one's a bit more of a greener base. I'm not bothered at all. I really couldn't care less because I think that they're going to complement each other perfectly and it's going to go so well, and I'm just so happy. Also, it's Australian dyer and they're different dye lots, so of course they're going to be slightly different. So this one, Mel always does this thing where she gives little stitch markers as just little freebies, and this one has a, can you see it? A little cat. No, you can't see it. Why can't you see anything? This is so annoying. Come on. Oh. The theme of my life is going to be, when can I focus? Not today. So this is the first completed set now of my twists and turns. I'm very excited for it. Then when I was shopping, she also sent Rose with French vanilla leaf tea. Love. I actually really like this one. So again, I'm excited to have this one. When I was shopping, I decided I was going to I had an idea pop into my mind and of a brioche cowl. Now I'm still working on my brioche cowl. I'm like almost halfway through. My goodness, it needs to hurry up. Actually, I need to put work into it to make it hurry up. That would be the way it hurries up, but I've been too distracted with all my other things. So I had this idea pop into my mind of a brioche cowl using a technique I don't know if I can do, but I'm going to give it a go because why not? So when I was on her website, I found these two skeins that are going to go together. The purple is called Dusky Aubergine and the light one is called In the Vineyard. They are both 8-ply DK, superwash merino 8-ply 100%, and it is 180 meters in 100 grams. So I think these two are going to be so perfect together. And yeah, we'll see what happens. This is going to be for my grandmother. I don't even know if she wants it, but she is the intended recipient. See what happens. I'll keep you informed. I really want to swatch with this, just to even know if I can do this technique, because I have no idea if I can. I really don't know. Then my next acquisitions. Okay. So they are in Bared Footwear because Patricia of the Serial Sewist podcast totally influenced me. She bought a couple of like cute boots, and one of them, or she had a couple of cute boots. One pair was from Bared Footwear. And she was like, I'll tag everything down below. And she didn't tag Bared Footwear. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I messaged her. I was like, hey, where'd you get it from? And she was like, oh, Bared Footwear. Like, they're amazing. And a couple of other people in the group chat were also like, yes, yes, yes. You have to go. You have to love it. Do it. So I went online and I was like, let's have a look. And I loved them. So I bought 2 pairs of shoes. One boots and the other pair are sneakers that I now wear pretty much every day at work. And everybody loves them. I get so many compliments on them. I will do a proper video and show you them with, I think, proper knits and show you how I style things, but not right now because there's too much else to do. So, first up, I'll talk about that in conjunction with this. I got, this is all by Wool and Works, Chloe of Wool and Works, who is a beautiful friend of mine. I get to say she's my friend. It's so exciting. This is Forest on DK Merino, 100% superwash merino, 225 meters per 100 grams. And this is, I just love that color. I'm pretty sure, no, I was going to say this is a mistake skein, but it's not. And then this is the same colorway on the Chunky Alpaca, 100% baby alpaca. It's 100 meters over 100 grams. So these two are technically the same colors, but you can see how the dye takes them up really differently on the different bases. I love them. I'm in such a green phase, so they make me super happy and I can't wait to play around with them and see what they become. Then I also bought 4, 5, and a mount. 4, I believe. 4 skeins of Me as a Bird on Chloe's Suri Alpaca lace weight silk base. Lace, Suri, silk, lace weight base. There we go. So this is 74% Suri, baby Suri alpaca, 26% silk. It is 50 grams and 300 meters. I really think that this is going to be excellent. This is going to be enough to wear with pretty much whatever I want to make it. And I'm super excited by it. When I was cleaning my room this morning, which took like an hour and a half, because oh my lord, I'm a clean person. I'm not a tidy person. I need to tidy up a lot more. When I was cleaning my room this morning, I found this, which is Honor och Air. Not Plurtalope, it is the other one. The thingy thing. Wow. I will try and put words on screen because I'm not coming up with them in my own brain. And this is going to be, or this was going to be, the something wrap. I think it was going to be the Zhivago wrap, but I don't remember. I don't remember at all. One of the two. It's going to be one of the two. I think it might be this one. And then I was thinking of doing it in this, and then I was going to, what was I going to do? I was going to over dye it. but I don't really think that's a great idea. And then as I started knitting with it, I just, like, okay, I've never knit with unspun wool before, so admittedly there's a massive learning curve. But I feel like this, it just wasn't working for me. I just wasn't sure about it. Yeah, not sure. Then I was thinking when I saw this, what if I did one strand of this suri in, where's one strand? Come on, girl. Come on, girl. You can do it. There we go. One strand held double with this, which you can't even tell because it's not going to focus in the first place. No, you can't tell. But this would be amazing. And then I wouldn't have to over dye it because this would tone this down, this would brighten this up. They would be fun. They would be happy. And I could get like a buttload out of this. So how much is it meant to be for the long one? I think I liked they're both the same. So you can't even tell which one you like better because they're the same. Honestly. Let's say the jet because there's more styles. Although it says 12 ways to wear both. And then it's the same. Screw it. One of the two. You need a lot. A lot of balls. I think I've been through this in this podcast before. You need a lot. Like a lot. But that's 1,200 meters. That's 1,200 meters. I reckon, even though you need a lot, I've got heaps of this. This goes forever. And then I've got so much of this. I think this would actually work really well. And it's just so beautiful. And I really want to make it. And I've wanted to make this for years. Like years and years and years. That's why I've had this in my collection for so long. I think this might be a thing. So, that is my acquisitions for today. I am going... Oh, no, it's not. Because I've got one more. The reason that I had to show you today is I have... Okay, so I keep saying I'm not going to do test knits. And then I'm signing up for more test knits. Which is great for me. Don't get me wrong. Love a test knit. However, I think I need to now make a rule that I'm not going to buy stuff until I actually have the test... I'm not going to sign up for a test knit until I've got the stuff with me. Like, I keep just signing up for test knits and then having to wait for other people to send me yarn. And don't get me wrong, the postage system is so much better and the other dyers that I've reached out to have been incredible. But I'm getting massive FOMO sitting on my phone watching everyone else talk about their finished productions and I'm sitting here like, yeah, waiting on the postman. So I need to stop. But I chatted with Chloe of Woolen Works and I had already ordered 2 skeins of this. And then when I saw the test knit, which I will tell you about next time, come up, I was like, oh my god, I need this. And it's going to be in I called it an audacious pink. So this is Rosella. Again, on the Suri lace. And I have got it in the Suri and in the DK. And it's going to be a beautiful cabley goodness. So it's a well-known designer. Squish. So this is the last, I was actually originally planning on pairing these together, which is why I actually ordered them. I thought that would be a really fun combination. So I think I will see what I have left of these 2 cast on projects to see what happens. So that is it. That is now officially it. That is everything I've got. And I'm going to now go and clean up my room again, figure out how to work this computer and camera. Let's see how we go. Okay, I will see you in a few days because it's my birthday. And I'll take you along for my birthday, I think. Yeah, if you have been able to deal with the skips, the jumps, the bumps, the whatever else is going on, I would love it if you could like this video and subscribe. It just helps me getting out to more people. And feel free to comment and let me know, I don't even know, what you enjoyed, what you recommend, what you think. If you think that this is the most hideous or the most beautiful combination of Christmas yarn in the world, because I can't tell. let me know. Give me your thoughts. I love to hear them. I'm also found on Instagram as @waddleand.wool, so feel free to reach out there. Until next time, happy knitting. Bye!